Hey folks, welcome back here to the Vegas Don Channel. We're here off of Main Street, turning left to go eastbound here on Washington. Here in just north of the downtown core here in Las Vegas. So we have First Street over here off to the right. Actually, you know what? I wanted to take a look at something here. Wait, where does this go? Nowhere. That's all right. This is Mount Vernon here for our friends following along at home on your preferred map app. But I wanted to check this out because I know I read, it was probably 3 months ago, the cheapest house in Las Vegas at $200,000, single family house, not a condo, not a townhouse, anything like that, was down here off of First Street. Let's see if I can locate it. Well, we take a look at the neighborhood here along First and Washington in Las Vegas. Very tight street in here. Lots of on-street parking. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. I've said this before. In a lot of ways, it seems like the casinos kind of suck the life and the wealth out of the neighborhoods around them. It reminds me of the whole Ross Perot thing back in '92 when he ran for president. He said that giant sucking sound you hear is the sound of jobs being lost. But here in Vegas, I would say that giant sucking sound you hear is the sound of the casinos taking all the money from folks, from the locals. And I mean, a lot of folks come here with big dreams. You know, they want to hit it big, and just like everyone else. They don't want to have to work anymore, work for someone else. But it's so rare that happens. If you watch some of the channels here in Vegas where they go gambling, it's so rare that anyone wins. And if you win, it's not a life-altering sum of money. And the other caveat to that is, how much did they spend to get to that point? Right? How much did they have to spend to get to that point, to where they actually won something? They never talk about that part. So I think it's this one on the corner, if I remember correctly. Or no, it was this one right here. In the shadow of multi-billion-dollar casinos. I believe it was this house. 516. So I know Tobin, one of the pillars of our community, will hopefully look that up for us to confirm or deny whether that's true or not. But yeah, it was like $200,000, which is the cheapest single-family house here in Vegas, and that was it. One of those off of First Street, just south of Bonanza, because I remember a dead end right into the interstate there, Interstate 11/US 95. State of Nevada, Department of Public Safety, Parole and Probation right here on the right. It's got to be a busy building. So come back over here to Las Vegas Boulevard. Las Vegas Cultural Corridor, it says up here on Bonanza. This is the state road designation for Bonanza, 579. Terminates here at Las Vegas Boulevard. You see a Payless tire shop over there. There's a lot of tire shops over here on the east side of town. Tons of them. Tons of tire shops. We'll pause it for a moment. And we got the green light here at Las Vegas Boulevard North and Bonanza. So we're going to continue. Casa del Sabor. It says there, advertising the House of Flavor, if my Spanish is correct. Sparkling pool, high-speed internet here at Siegel Suites for you. So come on down. Looks like they're building something there. I'm not sure what. Still in the numbered streets here as we pass 9th Street for our friends following along at home on your preferred map app. And now 10th Street You speak to a lot of locals, and they'll tell you they'll tell you areas to avoid, and they'll tell you the letter streets and the numbered streets. The letter streets are back behind us, but Bonanza, Bonanza, Washington, Owens, they all go through both letter streets and the numbered streets here in Las Vegas, just north of downtown. We'll pause it here at Maryland Parkway. We got the green light here at Maryland, so we'll continue eastbound on Bonanza. See these homes here on the left. We've actually done some videos in that area at night too. Not the best place to be if you're not from there. Go over these little hills here. 15th Street now. And this light here is Bruce Street, which is another minor residential arterial traveling through the east side of Las Vegas. It picks up and ends at different points. It's never contiguous. It's just one of those quirks about this town. The planning was just not there when they planned out this town. They just slapped roads wherever, pretty much. And I know some of the cities back east were like that too. I know driving in Boston is a nightmare. The roads just go all crazy all over the place. But they aren't, for the most part, they are on a grid pattern here. Oh, look at this, old Buick Century station wagon. That also doubled as the Chevy Celebrity back in the day. Oh my goodness, this van just pulled right out in front of me. This is Eastern Avenue here. And of course he has no tag. There we go. That's a fun drinking game here on the Vegas Don Channel. Make sure you're not home and you're not driving. Or make sure you are home and you're not driving. And take a shot every time you see a vehicle without a tag here on the Vegas Don Channel in Las Vegas, because they are ubiquitous and multitudinous here in Las Vegas. Without shame. So come up here to the 28th Street. Look at him. He's going to run it. Boom. Totally ran that light at 28th Street here with no tag on it. And guarantee you, if he was to hit me, he'd be taken off. He'd be gone. I bet you he doesn't have insurance. That's why so many of these cars that we see around town, they do not have insurance. And that's why they don't have tags. They get they'll do what they have to in order to get the minimum state requirement, in order to get their registration from the state for a year. Then they'll let their insurance lapse after that first monthly down payment or whatever. And then my guess is they just take their tags off when they expire, because they don't want to point it out that, if they do have a cop pull up behind them, they don't want it to make it obvious. And, I've had several of you, many of you, in fact, question and ask why the cops don't enforce that here. Great question. I don't know. You would think that that would be kind of a priority, especially when it comes to being able to identify a car. But if someone from Metro happens to be listening, please share your thoughts. Why on earth are there so many cars in this town with no tags? I've tried to talk to Metro officers about it, like down on Fremont. They're just like, I don't know. Like, okay. So the problem continues. Now, granted, most of those guys down there are usually off duty, and they're on detail or something like that, making overtime pay. But nonetheless, it's like, I'm going to stay in this lane because there's pedestrians over there. Pecos Road right here. We'll pause it for a moment. And we finally got the green light here. Raspados, Patty de Frutas Naturales. Here on the right. Natural fruits. Probably doing good business right now with the heat. It's a very hot day here in Vegas, as it is every summer. You got a Taco Bell over there and a Smith's grocery store over on the left. That's a chain here in town. As we continue eastbound here on Bonanza. Also, please check out my wife's channel, Cinnamon and Jupiter, here on YouTube. She does some terrific astrological and spiritual videos on her channel. I've done a lot to try and help other folks here in town with their YouTube channels. So now that she has launched hers, I really, really want to do my best to help promote her, because she works very, very hard on it, and stays up late editing and stuff like that. So speed limit drops to 15 here. See how many of them actually drop to 15. On this late Friday afternoon. Wonder why it's still a school zone. The light is out of order or something. I'm going 15. These guys are pulling away from me, so. And that's a big ticket too. So I've theorized that the cops only go for the big ticket items like speeding. This is a big ticket item right here for them. Someone speeding through a school zone. That little blue Civic up there definitely took off. And then you have the Bonanza Lounge over here. Bonanza Lounge and Casino off to our right. See that right there. And this is Lamb Boulevard, another major north-south artery here in town. You have the IBEW, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, over here. Local 357 on the left side. Right there. It doesn't look like anyone's there right now. That's the Union Electricians. This light did not last very long at all. And we'll pause it once more. Finally got the green light here at Lamb. That took forever. Again, that's the one sure bet here in Vegas. You're always going to hit a red light. And you probably hit every single red light. That's just the way it is here in this town. Look at this. This light's red. As soon as that light turned green, this one turned red. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. They don't want you out here driving, guys. They want you in the casinos. Throw your money into those machines. Not to mention what this does to fuel mileage, right? Stopping every so many feet really deteriorates your fuel mileage. Which I'm sure the gas stations and gas companies are not complaining about. Having to stop and go traffic, which really does a number on your fuel mileage. They're not complaining about that. This is Marion Drive here, another minor residential arterial here on the east side of town. There is a former Kmart location up here called, it was the Big K, but it is no longer there. Looks like I'm behind a bunch of people playing on their phones. Go ahead and get over here. And guys, I want to thank you all again so very, very much for being here. I could not do this without you. I love each and every single one of you. Thank you so very, very much for being a part of this channel and making us what we are. We do all things Vegas here on the Vegas Don channel. Also check out Vids from Mike, VIDSFROMMIKE, here on YouTube. He does some terrific sunrise and sunset drone videos here in Vegas, to include plane spotting and the elusive and mysterious Janet Airlines. If you don't know Janet Airlines, feel free to do a quick Google search. Prepare to be wowed and amazed. Get in here and get some fuel, and we'll see you on the next one, where what happens in Vegas stays right here on the Vegas Don channel on YouTube. Always remember, it is the journey here. We'll see you on the next one.